You have to be able to set direction and set goals for your school. You have to be able to create a culture of learning in your school. Or as a principal, if you come into a school where things haven't been going very well, you need to be able to turn the school around. And part of that is building good relationships. So a good leader of a school trusts people, talks to people, builds good relationships, and is able to work collaboratively in a school. They're not autocratic. They can make decisions. They have to be balanced, making decisions, but also bringing people together to deal with, sometimes tough issues and finding solutions for those issues. So they have to be an expert in terms of understanding schooling and understanding good pedagogy, and also understanding the kind of emotional stability that a principal needs to have. You have to have personal qualities to be a good principal, and it's the qualities of building trust, of being respected, but also being able to make decisions for the school, and be able to build relationships with your parent community, as well as the hierarchy at the board office itself. And another very important area for us is instructional leadership. And we offer a lot of professional learning about how to be a good instructional leader. Doesn't mean you have to be an expert in every subject area, but you need to know how to get teachers together to work as a group on a problem of practice. There's a domain for us called accountability, and our favorite phrase is pressure with support. So we have testing at grade 3, 6, 9, and 10. And as a principal, it's transparent because our scores are, published for each school in a summary way. So what that means is that your community knows how your students are doing, and then how are you addressing? Your students aren't necessarily doing well in reading, or let's say mathematics. What are you as principal doing with your teachers to show, to improve that? And it's with support. So principals and teachers, they're not shamed for how the students are doing. This is where our students are. Instead, you're offered more money, more personnel resources, you're offered coaches, you're offered resources in terms of books, materials, and you're offered time release. What that means is that the teachers can be released to work together while the government pays for supply teachers to come in and take their classes. So there's a lot of support, but we're accountable. So we still need to fix the problems, but we have found what works best, and that's why our results have improved, is that you respect people. And I have found almost all teachers, they want their students to do better, but sometimes they've given up on finding ways to make that happen. And if you provide those teachers with monetary support from a coach or PD, then they do learn how to do that. And once those teachers see their students doing better with good pedagogy, then you don't have to have a supply teacher take over the class anymore. They work after school. They meet together on the weekends. They start doing things that improve, student achievement because they become enthusiastic, because they're making a difference. You can't just listen to yourselves or listen to what the minister is saying or your director of education. We have to listen to our students. And a good principal gets the student voice involved in planning the school improvement plan. So I know even when I was a vice principal, I brought a radical idea into my high school. There were 1,800 students. I said, we need to have a committee of students be part of our school improvement plan. And we have to listen to those students about what they see needs to happen in the school to make it a better place. And it was one of the most valuable experiences that ever happened. They were insightful, they were good. We had a large number of English as a second language students who were just learning English. A couple of them joined the committee, as well as the student council president, but we also recruited some of our regular students who were at risk. And we got insights that we didn't expect, and we learned to respect student voice. So there's strong encouragement from the Ministry of Education to encourage student voice. Our principals themselves know, if we're talking about leading student achievement, and we never ask the students, what they want to achieve, I mean, what kind of validity is there to our work itself? So yes, student voice is very important, and we're going through some changes now in terms of our education system because of change in government. And the interesting thing is our students from young ages now expect to have a voice in terms of decisions about their own education. So I'm quite interested to see what happens in the next little while as some changes a transition comes within our education system. So I think we've developed some student leaders that any education system should listen to. And they may not be voters before they're 18, like in Ontario, but once they're 18, like they say to the government, we're going to be voting when we're 18. Why are you making changes within the education system without consulting with us?